Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the hidden stories in corporate filings, and today we might just be looking at a report that tells us a story about how a company is looking ahead very, very far into the future, or maybe just how it likes to keep its own records exceptionally organized. You know how sometimes companies release earnings and stuff at the last minute? Well, this one is a bit different. So what we have here is a current report from Midland Bancorp Incorporated. Now, when companies file these things, they are usually reporting on what just happened, but this filing here dated the 22nd of January 2026 is all about results from the fourth quarter of 2025. That means they are quite literally telling us about the past, even as the calendar is already well into the future. It's like getting a postcard from your past self, but with spreadsheets. The main point of this report is to let everyone know about the company's financial performance for the last 3 months of 2025. They did this by releasing a press release, and that press release is attached as proof. Basically, think of it as announcing that you've sent out your quarterly report card. On the same day, the 22nd of January 2026, the company also put up a slide presentation on their website. This is a common practice to give investors a clearer picture of the numbers and figures that are important from that fourth quarter report. So if the press release was the brief summary, the slide deck is like the visual aid for a presentation. Now, the report itself doesn't get into super deep financial tables right here in the main body, but it does reference these exhibits. These exhibits are the real meat and potatoes for anyone looking to understand the financial health and performance of Midland Bancorp Incorporated. It's where you find the numbers that paint the full picture. Exhibit 99.1 is that press release itself. This is where you'll find the headline numbers, the ones that management wants to highlight. We're talking about things like revenue, profit, and any significant changes year over year. It's designed to give a quick and generally positive overview of how the company is doing. Then we have Exhibit 99.2, the slide presentation. This is often where companies can elaborate a bit more without the formal constraints of a press release. You'll typically see charts, graphs, and more detailed breakdowns of financial metrics. They might use this to explain why numbers are up or down and what their strategy is going forward. It's a more comprehensive way to communicate their financial story. Looking at the information provided, we can see that Midland Bancorp has common stock trading under the ticker symbol MSBI on the Nasdaq market LLC. They also have depository shares which represent a stake in their preferred stock. This tells us they are a publicly traded company with different ways for investors to get involved in owning a piece of the business. The filing also references specific accounting terms and classifications like USJB common stock member. This is standard for SEC filings and helps categorize different financial elements according to US generally accepted accounting principles. It ensures consistency and comparability across different company reports. Similarly, MSBI Depository Shares Member is a specific designation related to their depository shares. These are important for understanding the structure of their equity and how different classes of stock are reported and managed. So what does this all mean for Midland Bancorp Incorporated? Well, this is a company that is diligently reporting its financial results for the fourth quarter of 2025 in January of 2026. This timing suggests a company that is on top of its reporting obligations and is providing timely information to its investors. The inclusion of both a press release and a slide presentation indicates a commitment to clear and transparent communication about their financial performance. While this specific filing doesn't contain the detailed financial tables immediately visible, it points us to where those critical numbers can be found. The story here is about proactive financial reporting and giving stakeholders the information they need to make informed decisions about their investment in Midland Bancorp Incorporated. It's a sign of a well-oiled corporate machine keeping its investors in the loop. Now, looking at this filing broadly, Midland Bancorporated is in the financial services sector. Companies like this are often sensitive to interest rate changes, economic conditions, and overall market sentiment. Their ability to manage risk control expenses and generate consistent revenue streams from lending and other financial services is key to their success. Reporting these results in January for the prior quarter is standard practice and shows they are adhering to that schedule. The fact that they are providing multiple forms of communication, whether it be a press release or a slide presentation, shows they understand the need to cater to different investor preferences for information. It is also important to note that the filing explicitly states this information is not deemed filed for Section 18 purposes, which is a legal disclaimer that essentially means they are providing this information, but are not taking on the same level of liability as if it were a more formal filing like an annual report perhaps. What intrigues me is not so much the specific number here, since the full financials are in the exhibits, but the act of timely reporting. In the financial world, especially for banks, there are always underlying currents. Wednesday need to dive into those exhibits to see if revenue is growing, if their loan portfolio is healthy, if their provisions for credit losses are adequate, and if their net interest margin is holding up well against economic pressures. The real story isn't in this summary document, but in the details it points us to. My assessment is that this is a company that is following all the rules and setting itself up for scrutiny by the investing public. The strength here is in their commitment to the reporting process, and the potential weakness, depending on the numbers in those exhibits, could be anything from challenging economic headwinds that affect banks to perhaps some internal operational issues that need addressing. The opportunities for a bank like this often lie in strategic acquisitions, expansion into new markets, or offering innovative financial products, while risks typically involve economic downturns, increased competition, and regulatory changes. Alright, that's our quick look at this filing from Midland States Bancorp Incorporated. What are your thoughts on companies releasing their financial results and the different ways they present that information? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate insights. You can also join our Discord community for more in-depth discussions and analysis of these filings. Check the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.